Hi, my name is Liani. I will be talking about poverty and its impact on women's health. I will also be talking about poverty in the United States and in Germany. So, for the mini proposal, I'm just going to be talking about for each part what I would be focusing on. So, in this section, I would be focusing on the health issues that affect women in poor communities. Poor communities in the United States and how economic status can overall affect the access that women have to healthcare and the resources. I will also be discussing the difference between the economic status in the United States and Germany and how those statuses can affect the healthcare that they get in each country, as well as the other components that are asked for in the Part 1 section. So in this section of part 2 is where I will go more in depth in the presentation about the differences between the United States and Germany and the key factors about how women's health and poverty within the countries, like how they differ and their similarities, as well as the rest of the content for part 2. This section I'll be discussing the cultural differences and similarities between the United States and Germany. Um, Obviously, doing more research on Germany's cultural differences within poverty and socioeconomic status in that country, but as far as like the background that I know for the United States, socioeconomic status in the US is very, very prevalent in terms of the access to healthcare that women may have, because typically lower socioeconomic status happen to be more ethnic background women, and those are the women that have trouble accessing healthcare resources most of the time, as well as the rest of the content for part 3. In this section, I will discuss the governmental systems in the United States and Germany, and what they're doing in order to better women's health and give women of lower socioeconomic status a better advantage at accessing health services. That would also include me looking more into the healthcare systems that they have in general in both countries. And I will also focus on the topic of maternity leave and benefits in this section between the US and Germany because of how detrimental this issue is in the United States that I know so far. In this section, based off the research that I gathered from all the other things like the health issues and cultural differences and ethical considerations, is where I will make my final conclusions, as well as the rest of the content in part 5. And I will also add what the two countries are doing in order to better women's health and women who specifically live in poverty and their actions towards that.